Writing is often considered the most difficult skill for EFL students to master. While students and teachers may be tempted to avoid writing assignments, your students will benefit from your willingness to help them conquer this challenge. One way to approach writing is as part of an integrated skills curriculum. Look for opportunities to tie your listening, speaking, and reading activities to writing. For example, if you're using a reading text about buying a car to spark a discussion of various forms of payment, you could ask students to interview each other about transportation costs and then write a brief report describing their findings. In this way, speaking, reading, listening, and writing are combined and reinforce each other within the EFL classroom. Another way to teach writing, especially with your intermediate and advanced students, is to provide occasional activities that specifically emphasize this skill. Writing activities can be categorized as accuracy or fluency exercises. Both types are valuable. Accuracy exercises provide very clear guidelines on specific forms. For example, a teacher may provide a lesson on correct headings, salutations, and closings in a US-style business letter. Students study and then produce letters which correspond closely to established models. Fluency exercises, on the other hand, encourage self-expression through writing. They develop students' self-confidence and the transfer of abilities from speaking to the written word. You will see an example of writing fluency activity in the accompanying video.
So, what are the 5 senses?
Taste.
Taste, good. Taste. What else?
The listening.
Listening or hearing. What else?
See.
Sight. Sight.
Sight.
Yeah, good.
Smell.
Smell, good. Taste, hearing, sight, smell.
Touching.
Touch, yeah, good. So of these 5, which do you think is the strongest?
I think sight.
Really? Okay, why?
Yeah, because if you touch something, you maybe don't will be recognized. But if you see something, you can recognize. If you smell something, maybe you can recognize.
KJ, what do you think is the strongest sense?
I think listening, because if we are listening something, we can also can't speak, and when you are born, then if you are deaf, you can speak something, and you can speak something, so it's very uncomfortable.
Okay, let's talk about our sense of smell. I have a scent in this bag. Let's smell it and pass it around.
Okay.
I'm curious what it makes you think of. Does it inspire a memory? Does it make you think of somebody?
A woman?
Okay.
Perfume. Perfume.
It's remind me my mother.
Of your mother?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. Nat? What do you
Yes.
think? Does it remind you of somebody?
Maybe more older. Maybe
Okay. Maybe your grandmother?
aunt,
perhaps?
or maybe grandma or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
grandma.
Definitely.
My grandma is an
grandma.
oldest sense.
Yeah, good. So someone who smelled this perfume wrote a story about it. So let's take a look.
Okay, thank you.
Story. Okay, let's read this out loud. Nancy, could you do 2 sentences, please?
Yes. This smell reminds me of my grandmother. I remember when I was a little girl, I sometimes started at my grandmother's house.
Okay, Nat?
Yes.
2 sentences, please.
Yes. She had very long white hair that she always wore in tight rolls off the top of her head. But at night, she would sit in front of a mirror and take down her hair and brush it with silver brushes.
So Anna is the author. What did the smell remind Anna of? Daphne?
It reminds her grandmother and moments that she spent with her.
So are there smells that remind you of something?
When I'm in Mexico, the trees and the rain reminds me Colorado.
What about you, Nat? Is there a smell that reminds you of something?
Yes, I remind that I was a kid. I remind in my glove when I was a kid. Did you understand? A baby have a glove to protect his hand.
Oh, okay. So the smell of the glove reminded you.
Yes.
Brings back memories of when you were a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay. So we are going to do a writing activity. We're going to write about what the pictures are. So Nat, what is the first picture?
A rose.
A rose.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. The first picture is a rose.
Yes.
Nancy, what's the second picture?
Piece of cake.
Yeah, it's okay. Good. So we're going to write 5 sentences about the connection between the flower and the cake. What do they have in common? So let's work in pairs. KJ, if you could work with Daphne, you'll read her what you wrote, and then Daphne, you have to tell KJ what you thought about his ideas. Nat, if you could read your ideas to Nancy, and then Nancy, you will tell Nat what you thought of his ideas.
A cake in look like a rose or something.
Okay.
They have a map or map. Put the cake to be like a rose.
So do you think that both looks like equal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
and
right.
a tree is a piece of cake that has a natural rose to composite inside. Strength.
Straight.
Yes.
Are always around them. And then the last one,
I think both smell
both of
sweet.
them are fragile when you touch them. They're
The
fragile.
rose is
To
a
so
present.
when you touch them.
The
Your
cake
opinion
could
and
be,
my opinion is almost the same.
Pardon me?
The woman.
Your opinion and
the
my
woman
opinion
are
almost the
always
same.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Daphne, what did you think of KJ's ideas?
Okay, what I like about his ideas is that he's related to his culture, even though that is general. He says the woman, everybody, when there is a birthday, you know, you have roses and cake. And when your girlfriend, when you go to your girlfriend, also you have if it's her birthday, you have the rose and the cake. And also he mentioned about the most women like it.
Good. Yeah, those were all great ideas. Thank you.
To summarize, a solid approach to teaching writing to EFL students includes these methods. With students of all levels, provide writing exercises within integrated skills lessons. For intermediate and advanced students, use 2 types of focused activities: accuracy writing activities to teach form, and fluency writing to encourage rapid, confident transfer of verbal skills.